Hello everyone. Before we start this video, we would like you to join our free channel on Telegram. In it, you will find many important recommendations and successful deals, as well as some practical exercises. We do not have VIP channels and do not send misleading notifications, only successful trading and deals. Because that's our goal. Well, in today's video, we will talk about the Ichimoku indicator, which some call it the king of indicators, and some call it a pump finder, and after we understand it, we will try to find suitable opportunities through scanners, so that the explanation is complete. Let's head to the indicators. Type Ichimoku cloud and choose the first. After applying it for the first time, it will be this confusing view, but we will simplify it, just follow the video. Well, to the indicator settings. Now at the style section, you will notice that this indicator consists of several lines, each line has a specific task, so we will divide them one by one, in order to facilitate the explanation. First we will leave the conversion line and base line, and we will hide the other tasks until we explain step by step. Now on the chart, there is only the conversion line and base line, and this is what we want so far. But what is the benefit of these squiggly lines? Well, these two lines give us rough signals of entry times and exit times. When the blue line crosses the red line up, it means that it is an entry or buying point. Like this intersection. And this. And when the blue line crosses the red line down, it's the opposite, as here. So far, this is simply the benefit of the conversion line and base line. Now let's go to the second part of this video, and start uncheck all, but leave the lagging line. This line is from its name, it is the lagging line, and it always moves according to the movement of the candles that preceded it. Well, to clarify, I will change its shape from a line to a step line. As you can see, its movement is like a shadow, or a reflection of the candles that preceded it, for a short period. Well, some may not like my words, but I have noticed that many traders use it to determine entry and exit points, but fortunately I am not one of them, so watch the video to find out why. Now let's uncheck it and see the leading span A and leading span B. Okay, these two lines are the basis of the Ichimoku cloud, and they are the basis of this indicator. Let's apply the background so that it appears as it should. Let's explain these clouds briefly. As you can see here, when the trend crosses this cloud up, this will be a good sign to buy. And here it's acting like support line. Here, it crossed the cloud. Also here. And here. There are many of them, but let's continue the explanation. Sometimes, like this area, the Ichimoku cloud may act as a resistance line, sometimes it may act as a support line, so when the trend crossed it up, a pump may occur. After knowing some basics, let's apply the inputs we talked about at the beginning, and let's start with the lagging line. As you see here, when the lagging line breaks out the cloud, this will be the entry point. And this candle will be the point of purchase. Let's go back in time to understand more. Now the lagging line is here, and it hasn't broken through the cloud yet. But when the cloud was breached, this candle appeared here, the entry candle. When you follow the trend, you will notice that the entry signal was late in appearing, because we relied on the lagging span, and that is why I said at the beginning, I do not recommend that you rely on it in determining the entry and exit point. Now let's see the conversion line, and let's see how it deals with the cloud to determine the entry point. It looks good, the entry signal was clear from the beginning, but some conditions must be observed, just watch the video. Let's see the baseline and how it deals with the cloud too. Yes, this is excellent, as it determines the places of entry with precision, but let's continue our explanation about the rest of the lines quickly, and then to the practical application. We are left with only two lines, leading span A and leading span B, the cloud borders, and we talked about them at the beginning of the video, but try to focus a little on their names, we will need them at the end of the video. As we said earlier, the cloud is the basis. When it is crossed from below to top, it will be the entry point that we will rely on. And vice versa. Now to the practical application, let's take this area of the chart to explain some details. Let's tick the conversion line and baseline again. I will clarify their colors more, so that the explanation is clearer. And, let's zoom in a bit. Now please focus, the first condition, the blue line crossed the red line heading upwards, and the candles were completed above these two lines, and also after the intersection. The second condition, the blue line has crossed the cloud, and is heading up. The third condition, the red line, which is also the base line, has crossed the clouds and is heading upwards. Under these three conditions, the entry point will be here, at this candle. Well, look here, the first condition is met, which is the intersection of the blue line over the red. But the candles have gone down just below the intersection of the two lines, and the cloud has not been crossed. Well, it was a fake signal. Contrary to this signal here, this one is excellent. Here too, the entry point was good. But here, the last condition, which is that the red line crosses the cloud, did not happen. So, it's another fake signal. Here too, was a fake signal. And here. But here was a good sign to enter, because the three conditions were met. This is also a good sign to enter. Now let's see lagging line and how to use it. As we said earlier, it gives a late signal for the current candles. And the entry point is when it crosses the cloud up. Let's make this point more clear. Let's say it crossed the cloud here, in this case, our entry point will be here. Well, now let's use this indicator completely and see some examples. If you notice here, you will find that the entry point that we relied on according to the three conditions that we talked about was better than the entry point we obtained from lagging line. Now that we understand how this indicator works, let's see some examples of the success of this great indicator. Well, let's try it with screeners and see how we can find opportunities according to the data we will enter. Well, as we explained in previous videos, choose the platforms you want to search within. And search for Ichimoku. Now as you can see, we have all the important Ichimoku inputs. Ichimoku conversion line, leading span A, Ichimoku base line, leading span B. But no one mentioned lagging line. Why? Because it is not the quality of these inputs and has no great importance in determining entry and exit points, as we said earlier. Well, let's pick up Ichimoku baseline to find some opportunities. Now we will look for the positive intersection of the baseline with lower cloud line, which is the leading span B. As we said in previous videos, choose the time frame from here and make sure that it matches the chart. Now as you can see, these are the results we filtered. Let's pick up one of these pairs and see the chart. That's good, looks like we've got a pairs in the pump position. As you can see, the intersection was perfect and 3 of the conditions that we mentioned met, and this means that we are in an excellent entry point. Well, let's go back to the screener and see other opportunities. From here, you can arrange them according to the volume. We talked about the volume and its importance in a previous video. Alright, let's pick up another pair. Now let's quickly review the conditions to see if it is really good to enter or not. Here is the baseline, and it crosses the cloud line from bottom to top, and that's good. But if you pay attention, you will notice that the candles are below the blue line, which is not a good position to enter. Well, let's go to another chart. Here the conditions may be met, but we must wait for the next candle. If a green candle is completed above the cloud and above the blue line, there will be a chance to enter. Also, if you do not find several opportunities, change the time from 15 minutes to any other time you want. Sometimes the signal that we are looking for may have occurred at a different time frame, so we must move between frames as well. Especially that the Ichimoku indicator is very effective from 15 minutes to 1 day frames. Well, after setting it to 1 hour frame, let's choose another pair with the highest volume in the results. Like we said, make sure the chart time matches the filter time. As you can see here, we got a very excellent buying opportunity. Finally, I hope you liked the video, and for any question, please put a comment below. Do not forget to subscribe, and good luck to all.